Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Mary, in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And today we are discussing a very important aspect when you're working on your CV, and that is how much personal information should you share in your CV. I'm glad to be joined by one of our CV writing experts, Evelyn, who will be giving us more insights on this area. Thank you, Evelyn, for joining.
Thank you, Mary, for having me.
Great. I normally look at candidates' CVs and I wonder how much is too much when it comes to sharing personal information. Yeah, so maybe that is where we can start from. Which specific personal details is appropriate or inappropriate to share in a CV?
Okay, thank you for that question, Mary. So the guiding tool for a candidate in this, you need to include the most relevant information. And here, I'm talking of telephone number, your email address, even your postal address, and even your a link to your LinkedIn. Though for the postal address, it's not necessary, but if they've specified this person that we are looking for should be residing in Nairobi, the person will have to include that location. But mostly the essential ones, name, telephone number, email address. And the telephone number has to be the person's telephone number. There are instances you find candidates
Not
have
for your
included
friend.
your friend, a relative, or you find this, then you are like, this is her husband, yet we are looking now for the candidate. Yeah, so it usually has to be the most essential. Personal details not to include age, ID number, next of kin. These bits people write their weight, their height,
Their religion.
their marital status. These bits are not necessary, not unless they've specified. So with the instances where they specify, so let's say they after the application there below they indicate candidates who have disabilities are highly encouraged to apply. This person will include that bit there. If they also indicate males are highly encouraged to apply, chances are they're looking for someone who is male, but they'll not specify. So that one you can include because it has already given a guiding tool. If it's a Christian-based organization, definitely this person will also have to include there. So they will always specify there. When the advert is structured, it already gives the leeway to the candidate of what to incorporate so that they get to distinguish. Because you find people limiting themselves, you find someone has included their age, but then in the advert it's been indicated a specific year of experience and a specific, because if they've indicated the years, they'll be able to also gauge. So if this person has been born maybe let's say the year 2000, they'll know definitely this person is not qualified for the role, so they won't even look further. Yeah, so those are the most essential details and the non-essential details to include and not to include in a CV.
And now that we're talking about the essential details, and this brings me to ask the question of, we look at the achievements or personal anecdotes, relevant stories. At what point should the candidate or a job seeker include this information in their CVs?
Okay, thank you for that question. So that one also is essential, but then it depends on the advert. So let's say this is someone applying for Red Cross. So of course this person will include things that they did, if it was in community service or if it was voluntary work at Red Cross or any other organization. They'll have to specify those details. Another example is of a teacher. You see, with teachers, they're usually involved with several activities in schools. So you find they're also looking for someone who's good in sports. This person will also include. So in such scenarios, so long as that role that you're targeting is also looking for things that someone has done on the side from a personal level, this person can still get to include.
So as you always say, it's still very important to get hold of the job description and really check what is it that this role requires from me, so that when you're tailoring your CV, you capture the correct information and the personal information area. What would be your final advice to someone watching this video as far as personal information to be shared is concerned?
Okay. The advice I can give, you can never go wrong by looking through the advert and incorporating the information in the CV. Because if you include unnecessary information, that already gives the recruiter the go-ahead to disqualify your CV. Or you find people even including a photo, and the advert has not specified to include a photo. Maybe they're even looking for an or an Indian, then someone just includes their photo already. So that already gets to disregard the person.
Someone judges you so harshly, yet they've not even seen you in person.
So they have to focus on the most relevant information and of course counter check what was this advert really looking for. Yeah.
It's all about the experience, what you've done, what you're able to bring on board,
True.
that your CV should be communicating.
Very true.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for having me.
Great.
Yeah.
As a candidate, as a job seeker, as someone who is in between jobs, sending out so many applications, when you're working on that document, as Evelyn has mentioned, it is important to know what is appropriate to share as far as your personal information is concerned and what is inappropriate. And definitely your guiding constitution is the job description for the role that you are applying for. In case you're struggling with the relevant anecdote, personal achievements, and how to bring it out in your CV, we encourage you to share with us your CV, and Evelyn and her team will reach out through the link below and the email address provided. They will be able to reach out and assist you accordingly. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.